up almost. I literally almost poured this water on my laptop just now.
That would have been amazing, and I would have loved it, and I would have kept it in the podcast.
Yes.
Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat Podcast
snacks are best saved for later.
with Jay Zawoski
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
and Rick Camp.
Out the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into the 200th episode, or thereabouts, of the I'm Fat Podcast. I am Rick Camp, alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski. And I'm already out of order because I did anything different, God forbid. So, we're brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Frato's Culinary Kitchen. This is going great. And Nick and Ivy Brewing. Jay, eat it, JB Pritzker. We get the air horns today.
That's right. It's our day, not yours. I saw him do a Jello shot at the Pride Parade, though.
Oh,
Respect.
okay.
Respect on that one.
Jello shots have gotten me in a lot of trouble over the years.
They sure do. And they're delicious. So
That's the problem.
yeah, definitely. All right. Thanks for joining us for episode 200. Off to a very organized and riveting start as we have for the last 199 and a half episodes.
You're welcome.
We are nothing but professionals at all times. All right. Give us a follow on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at I'm Fat Pod. Please, as a present for us on our 200th episode, go follow our YouTube page. YouTube.com/I'm Fat Podcast. Do that. Buy some merch. I'mFatMerch.com. That's powered by our friends at TeePublic, where there is always a sale. If you're watching on the YouTubes, you can see Rick wearing the No Bad Words I'm Fat Podcast old style shirt. Old style shirt. I guess you need to have style in there twice.
Right.
So get yourself one of those or any of our great designs. I'mFatMerch.com. We've got a Patreon, patreon.com/I'mFatPod. And if you go to the description here, you can chip in a few bucks a month on Spotify, and that would be great. But if you have the pores, like me and Rick, feel free to just leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. That would be great as well. And what we did for our 200th
Thanks,
episode.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Yes.
As well. Couple things. There is a big announcement coming later in the podcast, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Actually, there's a couple big announcements because Charlie the Bacon Guy's got something special for you this week, too.
And also, do we have any other kind of announcements?
No. Fat announcements. So stick around for the end of the show so you get info there. But we asked last week for your favorite memories of the I'm Fat Podcast as we celebrate episode 200 here. And Rick and I have been talking like, dude, I don't remember anything once the show's over.
I'm telling it's like every radio show we ever did.
Yeah.
I would like go home and like check my phone and I'd have like DMs or texts from people like, what was this today? And I was like, we talked about that?
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
This show, very similar. We're much more invested in this one, too. So maybe it's us.
Right. Probably.
Anyway.
Oh, it's definitely us.
So you guys responded pretty well, and we've gone ahead and added, we have our Ask a Fat document, but we added some favorite moments in our Ask a Fat document as well. And the first one we have here is from our buddy Russ Schneider, our unpaid producer, and he calls himself deserving of that wage. That's not true. Russ says, my favorite moment is somewhat obvious. When you guys offered me a region in March Fatness, I felt honored, and bacon, the winner, came from my region. That's right. And I think just March Fatness in general is super, super fun. And it's something that everything we do is kind of on a whim.
Yeah, like we like to say that we plan a lot of things out and we talk about stuff, but do we really back any of it up until like we absolutely have to?
No.
Not particularly.
And our show prep is sending each other food pics every week.
Yes.
And then
checking your bank statements.
That's correct. That's what I do is I log onto my bank account and go, where did I eat this week? And I'm like, oh my God, no wonder I'm freaking broke because I eat out every damn meal I have. Anyway, Yes, that's true. And our show prep is the 10 minutes before we hit record on the show. So
Yeah, but and also just like from our previous lives as well, the being able to do some of the reveals and stuff like on the score and hitting a bigger audience with it. And I know that's probably helped, and hopefully some people like picked us up there and have not stopped since. But just like realizing that even just the basic premise that it worked of, yeah, we could do this type of podcast and people want it and participate in it and are invested in it.
Dude,
just like that part is so cool.
It's amazing. I'm part of two very successful podcasts, and from Madhouse changing to CHGO Blackhawks and I'm Fat. People come up to me and they're like, I listen to the podcast all the time. And I would say like 5 to 1 talk about the I'm Fat podcast.
Yeah.
And the numbers don't represent that. Like CHGO gets a lot more listeners than I'm Fat just because it's got obviously more general appeal. Like it's a very specific thing and it's 5 days a week.
Yeah.
But anytime someone talks to me, I always wait to see like, what are they going to say? And it's almost always the I'm Fat podcast. And I think people always say they feel seen listening to the podcast. Like it's stuff that's
perfect.
Yeah. Most people don't talk about this stuff. About nearly crapping your pants on the way home from a restaurant or where the best public bathrooms are. And, it's just something that I think everybody thinks about, but not a lot of people talk about. And you and I are just sort of shameless in our I think we overshare would be a good way to put it.
I think that's very fair. That's definitely fair. And so like to that point too, something even happened this week where, and I don't know if it was like the groom from this weekend or one that was spoken to. Anyways, Sam was talking to a groom this week that she's working with, and I don't know exactly how it came up, but she gave this like,
Rick, this would be a good time to let people know that Sam's a wedding planner.
Good point. That is a fantastic point.
Yes.
Sam, my girlfriend, is a wedding planner, so she works with grooms often. That is a fantastic point.
Yes. Okay.
I definitely won't hear about that after the fact. Anywho, because this person that I'm with actually listens to the podcast. So there's another thing from the last 200 episodes we can tie in. Anywho, so I don't know how exactly it came up, but Sam was like mentioned to me and just like apparently a very generic description of like, oh yeah, it does a podcast, broadcast, whatever. And I guess he was like, you mean Rick Camp? And she was like, yes. Like, oh, so we've got some scope. Nice. That's for sure.
Yes. Look, people enjoy it. I love when I hear from family and stuff too. And it's cool. I'm glad that we are making people laugh. And I think especially we heard from a lot of people like during COVID when we just kept doing it because it was like, why not? Like, I don't know. This sucks. Right. We might as well talk to each other and make people laugh. And I think we had a lot of growth during that time.
Exactly. And Lord knows I had a lot more time on my hands. So we had to be able to do that too, which mind you, we weren't really that consistent before that.
Right.
So like COVID really we kind of found a rhythm, like not just in terms of our play back and forth, which I think was always there from the start just because of sitting next to each other for so long.
Yeah.
But just in terms of figuring out how we wanted to do it and doing the podcast every week and just finding that rhythm.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy. Like this is a little sidebar, but I found myself recently, like just being super busy again. And I've said to friends like, man, I kind of miss COVID summer. You just find your like 3 people you agree to hang out with. Like, let's go to a beach and just stay away from everyone. And like, oh man, we did that summer. We went to the beach like 3 times a week. It was great. That was the only good part about it, though.
Yeah, right.
It sucked otherwise, and I would never want it back. But the free time was not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next one comes from Kyle from Kokomo, I assume Indiana, and not the one the Beach Boys sang about. Right. Kyle says, my favorite podcast moment was the 2018 March Fatness when I realized this was a legit podcast and not just a running gag on the score.
Fair. That's fair.
Than this show being a running gag. He says, pause for laughter. Congrats on episode 200, gents. Here's to another 200 or whatever Jay weighs now. See, with the cheap shots, I don't need them. I should pre-read these things. Kyle has an email later on too, by the way.
Okay.
But yeah,
right, this one, I'll take this one.
Yeah.
By the way, just I remember. Do you remember how we kind of announced that we were actually doing the podcast?
What I can't remember if it was a birthday gift for one of the two hosts. There was some kind of
holiday.
It might have been, yes, because we did like a Thanksgiving or a holiday food.
Yes, it was pre-Thanksgiving. We played the open for Danny and Speegs, and even they weren't sure if it was actually going to be a thing or not because we didn't tell them anything.
Yeah, they had no idea.
We just said we have an announcement, and to their credit, they were like, "Okay, this segment, do it."
Yeah, and it had been a running like if Rick and I would talk too long, Danny and Speegs would say, "Save it for your podcast," and then we named this fake podcast the I'm Fat Podcast, and we're like, "Hey." Maybe we should actually do the I'm Fat podcast. And here we are, what, 4 years later?
Oh, no, it's more than that.
God damn.
It's like 5 and change.
Good Lord.
Because I think it was like Thanksgiving 2017.
Oh, that makes sense.
Or 2017? 2016?
Let's see. I'm Fat. This would be good information to have as the owner of the podcast.
Well, the thing is, though, it moved locations so many times. I don't know if it's going to show up proper.
It should still, though. Yes, November 21st, 2017.
Okay.
Was the first episode. Wow.
Holy
cow. That is crazy.
I know. Well, think about it. We have 6 things in the Onion Ring of Honor.
Oh.
So 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18.
Yep.
So, 6 years.
That's
6 years and change.
I already have my bracket ready for next year. I've been getting ready. Yeah.
I think I have 2 things written down.
That's all right. That's 2 more than we had before we did the show last year, basically.
Oh, facts. Okay. This one's from Frank the Tank. His favorite moments. 1, Little League World Series. I'm Big Al and I hit dingers.
Oh, the GOAT. The all-time GOAT.
Hi, my name's Alfred D'Elia. At home they call me Big Al and I hit dingers.
Do you think Big Al is still alive?
I'm assuming he's bigger Al and he is alive.
Where is Al Delia today?
High school.
Okay, 2022. There's a fan buzz story about Big Al.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm reading this in real time. I'm very, very sorry. Big Al still swinging for the fences, it says.
Okay.
In regional play, tore it up at the plate. Yada, yada. Oh, my God. This is the longest thing. Okay, he's still a big boy.
Okay.
He's playing for the Middletown All-Stars. That was in 2021. Team went undefeated through district and sectional play before heading to the state tournament. They did not win. Yeah. Well, there you go. Big Al still playing ball. Good for him.
All right, number 2 from Frank the Tank. Talking about the different bread at the sandwich places, especially Potbelly's bread being really sharp.
It is sharp.
It is.
Yes.
100%.
Hope's like, we should go to Potbelly this week. I'm like, no, I wanted to redo my dental surgery.
Yes, exactly.
No.
Number 3, McDonald's 6-piece chicken nugget hack for $2 on the app.
Hell yes. Yep.
It's clutch. 4, I'm sweaty on my butt crack and my balls, kid.
Oh man, I gotta be ready.
I'm sweaty. What? I'm sweaty. Where at? On my butt crack and my balls and everywhere.
Oh, butt crack in your balls.
Right.
And 5 being the Onion Ring of Honor.
Oh,
just
well,
in
yeah.
general.
I mean, it's a great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my butt crack and my balls and everywhere.
Going to Nashville for the NHL draft this week.
Probably gonna be toasty.
And I'm going many places where I can't wear shorts. Yeah. Stock up on the Gold Bond and the Wicking underpants.
Yes. And members of the Wicking underpants.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. All right, we got one here from our buddy Mark Fishman. He is our great graphic design guy.
Yes.
Did all of our logos, a bunch of our new T-shirts, including Rick's, no No bad words there. Sure. The new, what is it? Old style? Yeah, there we go. He says, happy 200 fats. Not going to lie, having Jay hit the bell when he said my name will likely be my favorite moment of the show. That's kind of a badge of honor when you get the... Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's it. There you go.
There it is.
When you get that, you've made it, I think. But he says a strong second place would be the first time I ever listened. Unshaven Comics, which is Mark's comic book company, was coming back from a Comic-Con. Long drive. I think it must have been Atlanta, or so 12 hours or so. Anyway, Matt, Kyle, and I ran out of topics to mansplain to one another about. So Matt asked me if I had any podcasts to listen to. Neither of us recall how we knew about the show, so we figured it had to have been Fatception. We put on an episode, and it could have been 5 minutes in before Matt and I turned to one another and just started howling with laughter. I've never felt more seen in my life. Can we stop somewhere for ribs? Been a fan ever since. Fattily yours. That's from Mark Fishman. That's it, man.
Nice.
That's it. I feel seen. That's what everybody says.
Yep. All right. This one's from Michael. Hey guys, congrats on 200 episodes. Been listening since the beginning and have always been something I look forward to at the start of each week. Some general memories. I always got a laugh out of the tales of fatness / fat fashions early on.
Yeah.
Jay blowing up and or burning down 3 or 4 local restaurants in a few months span.
Yes.
That was great. Being introduced to I'm Tired Kid.
Yeah. I think I deleted him off the thing.
Oh, I'm Sweaty, which we already went to. Yep. Clam Kid.
I'm a guy who only basically likes clams, really. I'm a clam guy. Only eat clams. That's all I do.
And Corn Kid.
For me, I really like cone.
Corn Kid's jumped the shark. There, I said it.
Yeah. Yep, he has. Trying to figure out what weird location Charlie was doing the bacon report from each week.
Yes.
And the ongoing rivalries with fast food restaurants like Rick's Local Taco Bell, B-Dubs being bad, and Arby's not having the meats.
Bring back ham, cowards.
Some more specific favorite memories are Jay's Willie Nelson Crap Your Pants Ranch story, Rick's Double Deck Pizza concoction from his days at Papa John's, the time Jay read all his favorite barbecue joint names he saw when he was driving to Florida. And even though it's regularly referenced, I can read. I was laughing so hard when Jay originally showed Rick the full version of the Chicago Sky DJ going crazy with the air horns, and then Jay doing a 30-second dump of every air horn sound in the Odyssey database.
Now
Appreciate
we would like
you
to
putting
give a warm welcome to our governor, J.B. Brisker. Let's make some noise. Sit up.
Oh, God.
Everybody who's here for the Chicago Sky.
It's not over.
I totally forgot.
That's enough. Horn
All
guy.
right. We get it. Appreciate you both putting out this content for us. Congrats again and look forward to more fun shows in the future.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Rick, for those that don't
Mm-hmm.
know, can you recap please recap the pizza concoction you came up with when you worked at Papa John's?
Yes. Take a thin crust, which at the time they only offered thin crust in a large size. So you take that, you lay it down, you put garlic butter down, which the garlic butter was really good. Then you put down a layer of cheese, decent helping of cheese. Then you flip the other, then you take another crust and you flip it upside down. So that way, in theory, hopefully the two sides will like close in on each other. Then you put regular sauce. I would put down from there, oh God, what did I put down? Crushed red pepper, pepperoni, cheese, and then the seasoning packet, which is always key to make things edible from Papa John's. Get the seasoning packet. So to recap, crust, garlic butter, cheese, other crust upside down, sauce, crushed red pepper, pepperoni, cheese, seasoning packet.
diabetes, heart failure, high blood pressure.
Hey, I can't have any of those things if I haven't gone to the doctor.
Lawyered. Yeah, I can't
Yes.
argue with that. I can't argue with that.
Former presidential logic.
There
in
you
your
go.
face.
Yeah, good job. Good job. All right, do I need to recap my nearly pants crapping? I guess I should. So,
Yes, you should.
I mean, this is years ago. This is when Hope and I were living in Bridgeport. So this is pre-Addy. This is probably, we weren't engaged. Maybe we had just gotten engaged. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So we meet our buddy Russ Matera, voice of the score. You know his voice. You've heard it many times. Good buddy of mine. And we met at the Texas Roadhouse, which is what I call Willie Nelson's Crap Your Pants Ranch, because Willie Nelson's an investor, part owner of that. So go meet Russ, have Willie Nelson's Crap Your Pants Ranch. I had like steak and like chili, like a Frito
and
chili.
the rolls.
Yeah. It was good. I liked it. And, you know, Orland Park to Bridgeport, it's not super far, but it's also not close. It's a good 35, 40 minutes. And this is totally on me. We're walking out and I'm like, I could probably go. Maybe I should, but I'll probably be okay. So anyway, get in the car. Maybe 10 minutes into the drive, I'm like, I'm not okay. Like, I'm not, like, this is, and I don't know, Hope and I have stopped for me to take a crap on the road, not literally like pull over and poop on the street, but like I've said, I have to go to the bathroom. I need to find a Target or a gas station or McDonald's or something. I've done it a million times, but for whatever reason, I must have been on a highway when it really got to like crunch time. And I'm driving home. And for those that are familiar, you exit like the Dan Ryan, like you're on 55 and then there's a Dan Ryan exit and you get off at Ashland or Damon. It's like that, the same exit. So we would always get off at Ashland and then turn left on Archer because we lived on like Archer and Loomis. So it's right there. We get off the Ashland exit and I am in dire straits. It is the closest I've ever been to crapping my pants. Like, and I was literally at that light and I thought to myself, if I just give up and just let it go, will Hope stay engaged to me or stay with me? And
it's a fair question.
I thought no. So I'm like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it home.
That's love.
So missed every light, of course. I think there's 3. And then we had to turn right on Loomis, which is also light. And there's a car in front of me. It's not turning right. So that cost me like 2 minutes. Get home, get in the door. The bathroom's in the back of our apartment. I was done before I hit the seat. Everything was out by the time the cheeks hit the porcelain. It's the closest I've been. I have had other close calls. Never that close. And I am happy to say that I have not done this as an adult. I have not had an incident as an adult yet. I have had friends that have done it, male and female. Some that have been mentioned on this podcast. I won't give names. But if you know some of my close friends, I could say who it's not. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I'll let people imagine. But it's not. It was not me. It has not been me. So thank you. Thank you. A special thanks on that to the West Loop Target, which has come through many, many times in recent months. Because something's going on with my stomach, man. I don't know what it is. I'm either bound up or not, or the opposite.
Or George Brett.
Yes, right. There's no real in between. All right, so that did it for the favorite moments on Facebook. There are a couple on not Facebook, on emails. There are a few on Twitter here I'm going to get to. But if you ever want to email us, by the way, even if it's not like, I think some people feel like they just have to like have a specific question or whatever. Just if you have a thought or an experience, that's the fun stuff. Is like, hey, I almost crapped my pants too. Or, hey, I tried this awesome place. Like, it doesn't always have to be a question. Get those things in.
So this ties into one of my favorite memories of the podcast is, and mind you, I believe it was a voicemail, but still 708-858-3314.
Yes.
Cheese slices in the glove compartment.
Oh my God. That was, now that you mentioned it, that's my favorite moment.
I think we were both laughing so hard nothing was coming out.
Yes. So the guy, okay, let's help me remember this. So we get a voicemail from a guy who's explaining that, like, in the fall months or winter months, he likes to keep slices of American cheese in his car.
It started as like a fat hack and turned into a fat fashion.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, cool. Like, nice. So, like, all right, that's a little bit out there and a little bit over the top, but respect, right? Ritu Beck, as I got my hat on. So he calls back like a week later and is like, I went on a date with a girl and she opened the glove box. Did they get pulled over or something?
Yes.
Yeah. And
it was like to get his insurance card or whatever.
Yeah. And these slices of cheese came like cascading out of his glove box. And she's like, dude, what's the deal? Like, and he's like, I just like to keep it in there in case I get hungry. I'd eat a couple slices of cheese on the way home. And she's like, that's weird.
And also he didn't want to pay for extra for the cheese, so he would put cheese on a burger.
Yes, that's what it was. He would order hamburgers and just add his own cheese. That's right. Yes. Okay, so then that happens. Like, she's like, okay, that's kind of weird, but whatever. They go on another date. And then she opens it again, and the cheese is still there, and that was it for her. Then she
got out of the car.
Yes.
It's incredible.
I hope to God that story is true, but the way the guy told it with such detail and such sincerity. Oh, that is such a good one. Oh my God. Yeah. Thank you for remembering that.
Yes.
Oh, that's so good.
So another one that I thought of, all the reaction we got to one of my early fat hacks and it wasn't even as much of a fat hack of piecemealing a meal together from different fast food places.
Yep.
And I think that was one that also made it to the score airwaves. So they were like, I'm sorry, what? It's like, because it was Wendy's right here. And this was before the chicken wars started. So the Wendy's spicy chicken was still king.
Yep.
Then there was Skippy's, which had the better fries. So you just put the two together. You go to Wendy's for one thing, you go to Skippy's for the other. You're set. You have a perfect meal.
Sounds legit to me. I'm the weirdo that can't mix.
Yeah, that's a you problem. Like, mind you, I'll do that if it's geographically makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna like go way out of the way to do that. But these two were literally like a couple minutes walk for me. So that means they were right there drive-wise.
All right, fair enough. All right, couple here on Twitter. Our buddy Lance Levine has a couple favorite drops, and since he's been there since day one, I'll share them with him. He loves
they're breaded
from South Park.
The Colonel,
of course, one of the favorites, one of the all-time favorites.
The bun,
and then when we talked about the KFC Double Down, which brings us back to
the Colonel.
And by the way, a little fat story for you. Yesterday, we went to Athletes Unlimited again with our good friends Brian and Sarah, and they're not the ones who crapped their pants, for the record. And
really narrowing it down here.
We're walking from. If you've ever been to that Rosemont area, there's the big like inflatable dome.
Yep.
And then there's like the AU Stadium and the Dog Stadium. So we're walking from the inflatable dome like towards the Dog Stadium. And there's a business there. I don't know what it is, but they have a flag that's got a bunch of vertical red stripes. And then on the like where the stars and stripes would be in the American flag, it's like a black and white logo. I go, is that a KFC flag? It looked like a KFC box. It had vertical red stripes, red and white stripes vertical, and in the top left corner was a black and white something that very well could have been
the Colonel.
But
that's incredible.
I still don't know what it was, but it was not
the Colonel,
which was a bit disappointing. But it is what it is. We got one here from Jay, who's also requesting a soundbite, which I will give him if I can find it as I kill time looking for. Here we go.
French toast, grilled cheese, and ham sandwich.
Yeah, that's a good recent one of everybody calling us an idiot.
Yes.
Which fair in general. but also, yeah, Monte Cristo. We get it.
And then John says, I actually love the way it was created by accident. I could almost see the light bulb appear as you went through it on the air. Yeah, that's kind of how it, we just kind of looked at each other like, hey, we should do this.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was it.
Yep.
So, oh man, it's been awesome. The 200
Yeah.
episodes we've done. We just did 30 minutes on memories from people. And that's what it's all about. Like Rick and I just want this to be a place where you can come and laugh and not be stressed out, not worry about it. Like, you know, sometimes we feel the need to say things if society's really fucked.
Sure.
But we do our best
or
to
if
avoid
we
that when
or if
can.
we are.
Yeah.
Like
that too.
seriously, we've both had our moments where it's like, yeah, you know what? Let's put it all out there. And I think that's part of what's been great about it is we put it out there in terms of just the shameless stuff, but also in terms of real stuff. Because I mean, let's be honest, like a lot of our stories are so rooted in what we're doing in the rest of our lives anyway, that if it makes sense to share it and we're comfortable sharing it, then this has been kind of a good safe space for the two of us.
Definitely. I don't think there's anything I'm too shy to share. If somebody asks, I'll talk about anything.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
All right, let's get the first announcement out of the way here. All right, this is something that I've been thinking about for a while, and my wife Hope is going to help me get this done, and this is going to happen this fall. The I'm Fat podcast is going to host a pair of pizza tours. What we're going to do is we're going to hire a party bus. We're going to take that bus to 2 or 3 or 4 places on the south side. And then we're going to do a version either on the north side or the west side, trying to figure out how we want to do that. But like south side of Chicago, southern burbs. And then like I want to go to some of Rick's favorite places. We also should try to get the Fratos at one of them. So at least 2 coming this fall, party bus pizza tours. You'll buy a ticket. You will get a exclusive event specific t-shirt. It would look very much like our pizza box, but we'll have all the places we hit. It'll be a map of Chicago. Nice. That's in the works. Details to come. No tickets available yet. But be thinking about that coming this fall. At least 2 I'm Fat podcast pizza tours. You'll join Rick and I, and then the final location, we'll do a live podcast and hang out with you guys and just gorge ourselves on pizza and beer. How does that sound?
Yes. Here for it.
Yes. And hopefully we can get in touch with our friends at Nick and Ivy to lubricate the journey, so to speak.
Yes.
They are our newest sponsor. And if we don't know, by the way, last week I said Lamont. I'm sorry I said Lamont. They're in Lockport. I lived in Lamont, so it just rolls off the tongue that way. Nick and Ivy Brewing Company in Lockport, Illinois, 1026 South State Street. Family-owned, small business, owned and operated by Nick and Chrissy. They're awesome people. They're a brewery that tries to produce all sorts of styles, from traditional European beers to all the modern styles people love. They're different because they embrace sports and sports culture. You're not going to get any snooty. We don't do sports ball here. You want to watch the game? They'll put the game on for you. If you're just there for the beer, cool. That's fine too. Awesome live music. Every Tuesday they do open mic. Every Friday and Saturday, live acts come and play their significant stage. Pretty sweet. And just an awesome vibe in that place. You can order food from all the local places around there. And they're doing something really cool coming up. Take note of this. On July 9th, they're doing a thing called Fire Buddies. This is in with the Lockport Fire Department. The release is July 9th. It's $1 per pint all day of all beers, and $2 for 4-pack will be donated for the Project Fire Buddies. They're also going to have raffles and food provided from Joey's Red Hots. It'll be bartended by Paul and Kevin, their amazing brewer. They plan on donating every single tip they get as well. Then for the life of the Proper Fire Buddies beer, they'll be donating $1 per pint and $2 for 4-pack. The Lockport Fire Department plans to match whatever donation they give. That is July 9th at Nick and Ivy Brewing Company, 1026 South Street in Lockport. Go drink some great beer for a great cause and help these fire buddies, these burn victims. I can't imagine a more horrific thing than that. It's just just very scary. My mom, I haven't talked about this. My mom had a severe burn scare earlier this year. And it's terrifying. So she's okay. everything's fine. But man, when you hear about that stuff, it's terrifying. So props to our friends at Nick and Ivy for getting that done again. That is July 9th. The Proper Fire Buddies beer in collaboration with the Lockport Fire Department. $1 per pint all day of all beers and $2 per 4-pack will be donated to Project Fire Buddies in the Lockport Fire Department will match those donations. So get it out there. July 9th. I'm going to do my best to be there as well and take part in that because beer's good and helping people is good. So Nick and Ivy, that's the place to go right there in Lockport. That is a great cause.
Can I interject another random memory real quick?
Yep.
Me doing the Manscaped read, and after like 1 week, you having to be like, I think we need to tone this back a little bit.
You know what, though?
Yeah.
I have done Manscaped ads, and they encourage that. They're like, go as over the top as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it's a little behind the curtain, too. Like, before we had all these local sponsors, we needed to find a way to basically justify doing this, because it does take time. Like, we joke about how little we prepare, but, like, from recording to editing to posting to it's hours and hours of work.
Sure.
So we wanted to make it worth our while. So we had to find some sponsors. And Manscaped is one that sponsors every podcast, but it was weird. Like they sent us stuff and then it was like, if you sell X amount in like a month, then we'll,
then it was like a proof of concept type deal.
Yeah. I wasn't into that.
It was weird.
The one that I liked that we did for a long time was Dr. Squatch.
Dr. Squatch.
It was because people bought it, and I still use only Dr. Like, honestly, there's no promo code to give you. I'm not trying to like make a profit here. I still use only their soap, shampoo, deodorant, and conditioner. That's all I use is Dr. Squatch. I love it. And so what happened was, the thing is, apparently our promo code leaked onto one of those
Retail Me
Nots, and everybody was using our code. And it's not this anymore for Dr. Squatch, but we got like, was it like it was $10 for every 25 or something? It was some crazy
it was a crazy good deal for us.
Yeah, we made a crap ton of money that year.
Yes,
and I
because
actually
of like 2 months.
I probably made the mistake and said, "What is this typical? Like, why are we being so successful?" And like, I don't know, it's great. Like, keep it up. And then eventually they figured out that we were and we didn't put it there. It just people. I didn't even know it was a thing until they told me like, "Oh yeah, your thing leaked on here." And if they're like, if that happens again, we have to terminate the deal. And I was like, cool, yeah. Like I don't even know how that works, so I get that. But hey, they made money and so did we, so that was great.
Yes, that was fantastic.
That worked out well.
Yes, it did.
That's why there is now Madhouse Podcast LLC exists.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it is.
Yes, that's why. Yes, that's why.
God.
I was like, this is we gotta take care of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Should we get to something we teased last week that we can actually partake in today?
Yes.
We talked about
by request of our buddy Lance.
Yes.
Oh, you found the small bag?
Well, it's the share size.
Oh, look at the one I got. I got the monster bag. Yeah.
Boys, you've got a whole giant bag of question marks there.
Yes. So these are the, what do they call these? I guess they didn't say Skittles, but I guess they're the Pride Skittles. So instead of like every company does, making all their Skittles rainbow colored, which they already are, they just make them all gray.
Yep.
They're just all gray Skittles. So what we're trying to do here, and Rick is really going to be the true test here. Rick is a Skittles expert.
Yes.
We're going to taste a gray and see if we can identify the flavor and then cross-test it with a proper original Skittle. You want to go first?
I only have the gray ones.
You ass!
I totally oh wait, do I?
Please have a bag.
I've totally only got the grays.
Oh.
I'm an idiot.
Well, I'm confident you can do it anyway.
Okay, and I will not BS people. If I don't know, okay.
I'm gonna try.
First gray.
All right. See, there's no way to prove though that you.
This one's lemon.
Okay.
This one is definitely lemon.
All right, now I'm going to try one.
Okay.
I'll see if I'm as good as you.
God, I'm such an idiot.
That's red.
Okay.
That's for sure.
And red's my favorite flavor. Okay.
And these are hard
Gray
for me to eat,
number
by the way,
2.
with my teeth. Hold on, I got to see if I'm right.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on. Got to work it down. Chewing is hard still. All right, now here's an actual red. Nailed it.
Nice. All right, I have gray number 2 already in my mouth.
All right.
It's a red.
Okay. I would imagine lemon would be the easiest.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the most distinct.
I'm going to try one more before I ruin this whole dental thing.
Okay.
All right. Lime.
Nice.
All right, let me see.
I was so happy to find the gray ones finally that I forgot to get the regulars because I'm a dummy.
I'm 2 for 2.
Nice.
All right. Well, this proves the theory, though, that they do taste different.
Yeah.
Now, if M&M's did this, that would be interesting.
That would, yes.
And people would be outraged. Your candy's making my kid gay. Yes. Wait a minute.
So, yeah, if you'd like a little more mystery in your Skittles,
to make out with Rick. Damn you, Skittles! Yeah, okay, I'm proud of myself.
That's good.
Especially that this. Did I talk about the nerve damage? Did I talk about that?
I don't know.
So when they yanked out this bottom wisdom tooth, it was very impacted. And I'm old, which is a bad combo. Like, there might be some temporary nerve damage done. So the first week, I couldn't feel anything from here, like on my, your butt chin, whatever.
Yeah.
All the way to my lip. Now it is very specifically one line from like your canine here, like straight down my chin. It's almost as if like someone took a pencil eraser, but that's where all the chewing happens, right? So I can't tell. Like, I feel like when I bite down that my teeth are not going to withstand the chewing.
Okay.
They are. They're fine, but like just the way it feels is weird. This has been the hardest thing for me to eat because of how Skittles are chewy.
Yes, they are.
So I should not have any more of those.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I had a few food experiences this week. Judging by where may have to put a couple of them on the back burner for next week. This is fine. However, I had an experience, I'm sure all of us do, where your thought is, I want to eat something different, or I want to try something a little bit better. Like, I don't want to just go bottom rung food. Okay, you think about it. You look at a couple places, look at some menus, you go through it, and it's like a half hour later, 40 minutes later, and this could be by yourself, as it was for me, or it could be with your significant other. And at some point, you just say, fuck it, I'm getting Taco Bell.
Yes.
And you know what I did? I didn't go to my local Taco Bell because I wanted one to make sure it was open. So
Nice
I went
move.
to Glen Ellen. So I went like an extra 10 minutes out of the way. And it's been a minute since I've been to a Taco Bell. So this is a thing. I've already broken the seal, so I might as well just keep going with it.
Yeah.
How in the fuck is a cheesy gordita crunch $5.50?
What?
$5.49 at the Taco Bell that I was at. For one American cheesy gordita crunch.
Wow.
$5 American and 49 useless American cents.
That's ridiculous.
I was all like, you know what? 3 of these and I'm golden. Let's go. Until I saw the price. And then that changed.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So I only got 2, and then I got a couple cheesy roll-ups too.
Okay, well there you go. You balance it out.
But that is like your Taco Bell. I get inflation, whatever. But come on now.
Yeah, like it's Taco Bell has been sneaky expensive for a while. Like, it really has been. Like, I pull out of there, I'm like, I just paid $19 for myself at Taco Bell.
Right. In college, I could pay for myself and all my roommates and it'd be that much.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you would go. Because it was like, I got $5, I need a meal. Boom, Taco Bell just got my back. Yeah, it's been climbing up there. But at least the quality's been getting better, he said sarcastically. I have nothing against Taco Bell, but it's not like they're reinventing the wheel. It's just the same crap, just rewrapped.
Yeah.
I did finally have their breakfast, though.
Oh, yeah?
You know what it is? The same taste and different textures. Eggs, bacon, cheese. How would you like these things? Crunchy? Soft? Crunchy soft? Soft crunchy? Whatever you want, they'll do it, but it's the same 3 ingredients. They'll slap some potatoes into some of them, too, if you're up for that. So... it's good. It's just it's the Taco Bell formula. Same old stuff. All right. 2 places I want to talk about. Yesterday I mentioned we went to AU and we were going to go out with Brian and Sarah for dinner, but like our timing wasn't working out because they were staying the night in Rosemont. We weren't. And we're like, we got to get home to the dog before he becomes a poop explosion. So we just headed down 294 in hopes like Elmhurst is right here. Let's just jump off and eat. So we plan on going to Fry the Coop, which we love. Fry the Coop is great. But we're heading down, and we see a place called Hamburger Heaven. Now, I'm sure if you're from the Elmhurst area or those western burbs, you're laughing at me because, of course, Hamburger Heaven. It's been here forever. It's one of these like Dairy Queen-style walk-ups where you order a window and then just give you your food. Dude, this food was killer. It was so good. And Addie, she really like nailed it. She said the burger tastes like White Castle, which is weird to say because you would think it like people kind of like, oh, White Castle is not good. The burger is really good, but it was a 3-pound burger. I'm showing mine here on your screen. That's a 3-pound burger. Look at all that bacon. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 strips of bacon. You can see my onion ring there in the photo. I got the onion rings. There's another one. I've talked about the onion rings at Freddy's on 31st in Union. These were as good as those. Delicious onion rings. That's yours. Sorry, going the wrong way. There's Hope's Polish sausage with grilled onions and mustard. That's her go-to. She said it was absolutely amazing. And then there's the order of cheese fries. That is huge. That picture does not do it justice. The 3 of us ate that and also had separate fry orders. So you can see on the lid is a fry order.
Yeah.
And then also that's the cheese fries.
Jeez.
Yeah. So it was Hamburger Heaven was great. Let me go to my photos here and pull up the address because I'm a dumb.
I know it's right off of North Avenue.
Yeah. It is 281 North York Street in Elmhurst.
Okay. It's like pretty much right where North Avenue and York intersect.
Yes.
It's at that intersection.
Absolutely fantastic. And then today, I did not take any pictures, but we went to 3 Corners. I've been to the one in Lamont. We went to the one today in New Lenox. I got the buffalo chicken sandwich. It was awesome. It was so damn good. And then we also got the tater tachos. Yeah, buddy.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just imagine nachos, but instead of chips, it's tater tots. So 3 Corners in New Lenox. The Lamont one is like almost identical. So you can't go wrong at either one of them. Let me pull up the address here for the New Lenox one. It is 901 East Lincoln Highway in New Lenox. But damn it, that was 3 Corners was great. And I didn't have beer because it was like noon. But Micah had a couple beers and it was terrific. Everybody loved their food. Even like the littles that were with us, like down their food. Everybody loved it. It was great. So 3 Corners in New Lenox or Lamont. Excellent.
Okay. I went to, it's a place that's been mentioned on here before, but I haven't been in years. So I had a little time this week. It's like, you know what? I'm going to go to Scooby's. It's been mentioned, I think because the Cascade like drive-in theater came up at some point and they had a feud or something. So I went and I got just basically all the standards of what you would want. So if you're watching on the YouTubes, you see right now the hot dog, and it was like a 2 hot dog meal. I want to say it was like a 2 hot dog meal was like $12.
Oh, that's nice.
But it came with the 2 dogs, a fry, and a drink. And it's like a good, like a natural cut fry right there. Really, just really solid food. Oh, and you can kind of tell in the background and listen to the Low Post podcast. And then the thing that really drew me there is I wanted to have like the pizza puff, like the pizza puff we all grew up with, thinking about, and that is it.
Yep.
Like just and the thing is too with them, it was everything you think it is. Like, the one side is really light and crispy. The other side that has more like the fold over is a little more raw and but like in a good way.
Yeah. And
then you get like all the meat and the sauce in there to where it was like, it just like hit the spot. And I don't know if this is always a thing or for now is a thing. Buy one, get one.
Ooh,
pizza puff.
Hell yeah. And you did that, I assume.
Yeah. So I didn't say it, but they put the second one in there.
All right.
So
2 pizza puffs, 2 hot dogs and fries.
Yeah. And a shake. And I had the vanilla shake. Spoiler alert. Shake good.
Shocking.
Like, yeah. I don't know that I've ever had like a truly bad shake.
No.
But this was a good shake. Even on like the high floor of shakes, it was a very good vanilla shake. There's not much room to eat inside there. They have some outdoor seating. They also have a little drive-through available. Most people will just walk in and order it and leave. There's plenty of things in there. Some better than others. Sports autographs and pictures, cool. Trump as Rambo in a cutout.
Ooh,
not as cool to me.
Yeah,
but yes. So either way, the food's very good. So if that's your speed, Scooby's 1020 East North Avenue in West Chicago.
By the way, even though we said we don't get political on this show, there's a place called Joey's Red Hots. I mentioned they work with Nick and Ivy, but the one in Mount Greenwood, they have a statue of a hot dog wrapped in the American flag, which I thought was like interesting. Respect the flag. Wrap a hot dog in it. Interesting. That was good. The pizza puff looks good. I just like the glory of the meat hook holding it. That is a large hand.
Yeah. Boy, my hand is
like OB hands.
Dude, I kind of do. And OB's hand still like dwarfed mine.
Yeah, it's a cast iron skillet with fingers.
Right.
Yes.
Like that thing, like you take that hand and you can like knock anything anywhere you want. Like if it's like knock that out of my hand, like knock someone in a pool, whatever. Like it's all right there for you.
Frato's Culinary Kitchen, 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. They are our beloved pizza sponsor. You know they're going to be a spot on the I'm Fat Podcast pizza tour. Go check them out. FratosPizza.com, FratosBakery.com, at Fratos Pizza on Instagram. God damn it, Rick. Go get yourself the I'm Fat Pizza, the I'm Fat Burger, the I'm Fat Grilled Cheese. They've got the Cajun Bites, the giant mozzarella sticks. Everything there is great. I promise you. If you want to place an online order, use the code I'm Fat and you'll save 10% every time you place an online order at Frato's. And if you got your mom's birthday, your wife's birthday, anniversary, or you're super hungry, get yourself those 2-pound boxes of brownies or cookies at FratosBakery.com. When Rick and I say they're the best brownies and the best cookies we've ever had, we would not lie to you on such an important topic. We do not lie. They are the best. Get them at FratosBakery.com. You're a bad guy sometimes.
Oh, 1,000%.
All right.
By the way, because it's warm in here and I like just got home and now I'm out of range to change my air conditioner, the temperature on it. Good thing I always have a sweat rag right by the desk.
Well, that's on brand. Good job. I am in my 60-degree basement right now.
God damn it. I envy you.
It is so well, it's 60 degrees in my basement. It is 85 degrees in my bedroom. But I bought, I don't know if I've talked about this. I bought this thing on Amazon. It is a portable air conditioner. So it's like, I don't know.
Those are called fans.
No, it's like a shoebox size.
Yeah.
Like a big shoebox.
Okay.
And you uncork the top of the thing and you pour ice and water in it.
Yeah.
Seal it up, hit it, and it just blows cool air on you. It's awesome. It was like
nice.
$40, $50.
Oh, don't they, or do they still, did you see those at CHGO first? Like
Dave has one.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
I was like, I know it was either Peck or Dave has one.
Big Dave has, his is way smaller.
Okay.
But this one is big. It is like the size of a shoebox. It's like standing on its side. But it really works. Like because I was like, I'm a little bit not so sure. So I watched like an Amazon video review, and a guy had like a thermometer, and he would like, all right, I'm in my room now, and it's 74 degrees, and he would turn the thing on, and after a short amount of time, it would go down like 10 degrees. Now it's not it doesn't cover a big area. I have it right on my nightstand next to me. And it just takes care of me. And I'm the one that needs it. So it's great. It was awesome. So I'm really glad I bought that as I burp down my Prime. My favorite episode of the I'm Fat podcast, by the way, is the dude who told me about Prime, because I am freaking addicted. I got 6 in my garbage can this week.
That's the only problem with Prime is those are nice sturdy bottles that don't break down.
No, I know. I'm probably killing the earth with these things, but well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, right. Oh, you know what? One thing we should get to this week, as I'm scrambling for the picture, if I can find it, is we got something from, there we go, from our Culver's Insider.
Oh, yes. Yes. Share away, my friend.
Okay. So this was, I'll just read the DM verbatim. I'm getting caught up on some episodes here. Going back a few about our bacon, we do realize that we have an opportunity to improve our current bacon product. Good news is it's already well underway.
Nice.
We have already begun live testing of the new product for several weeks. I can't speak for supply chain, but I'd be hopeful we will roll it out, new and improved bacon, by year's end to all locations. I've tested it a few times and can honestly say it's head and shoulders better than our existing, thicker and meatier. That is also the new slogan for this podcast.
Thicker and meatier, yes.
Yes.
Meatier. You ever seen that that TikTok where it's like an angel talking to God? And
no.
So it's this girl, and she puts on like the cheapest beard. It's like paper. And she's like, "Hey, Angel, did you make the dinosaurs bigger like you thought, like I said to do?" She's like, "No, not really." She's like, "Yeah, I told you to make a meteor." And the girl's like, "Meteor?" I can't explain it. It's funny.
That's great.
Whatever. I can't.
That's good.
I can't describe TikToks. It is when you actually see it. It's funny. All right.
That is funny.
All right. Shall we ask the fats?
Let's do it.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
Ask a fat is always. Why I say it that way? As always, my friend. I don't know what the hell happened there. It is brought to you by our buddy.
He just had a stroke.
I did. Charlie the Bacon Guy, and here he is with this week's Bacon Report.
Thanks, Jay. Congratulations to you and Rick on episode 200. Thanks for everything you guys do for fats and normies. Even bacon guys. For bacon this week, we have maple pepper and 6 pepper. I've got some more flavors working that'll be ready by the end of next week, maybe next weekend, including chorizo and some more 6 pepper. I'm also working on a new flavor that's had a couple of requests similar to what I'm going for, but it's going to be French toast bacon. I'm really excited to see how that turns out. And so is Sydney. Thank you for all your orders this week. It's been quite the up and down week for the family. But filling bacon orders and getting all the wonderful feedback has been amazing, and I can't tell you how much I really appreciate it. So thank you. Bacon jams, the original, the bourbon, the cherry jalapeno, all available. If you have something you'd like me to try, I'd be happy to. Don't forget about merchandise. T-shirts, hats, stickers, beanies, magnets, buttons, and the coffee mugs are back in stock. So if you need coffee to go with your bacon and eggs in the morning, or just bacon in the morning. Or if you need a cup holder for pens or something, coffee mugs are perfect. Congratulations on episode 200 to you guys, Rick and Jay. Again, thank you for everything. And for the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
All right, listen up here. We've teased this. Big giveaway. Charlie's giving away a bacon prize pack that includes a variety of bacon goodies, including bacon, bacon jam, and his awesome merch. Head to Charlie's social media at Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. You have to like our account, like his account, like the I'm Fat Podcast account on YouTube. Each follow is an entry. Each like is an entry. Every time you tag a friend, it's an entry. If you place an order between today, Monday, June 26th, and Friday, June 30th, for delivery, pickup, or shipping, you will get 3 additional entries to win this prize pack.
Wow.
Lots of ways to enter. Very easy to enter. Jump in. Go to his social media, at Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter, and you'll see how to enter the contest. It is live right now on his social media pages, so do it. If you just want to order some bacon, same way. At Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, slide into his DMs. Same on Twitter, at CZ the Bacon Guy, or shoot him an email, charliethebaconguy@gmail.com. He'll get you squared away. You get your orders in. You get 3 entries if you order this week, and then you'll get that bacon prize pack that sounds really great, because guess what? It's full of bacon.
Right.
No bad words there, as we like to say on this here podcast. So there you go. There's our other big announcement. So jump in on that opportunity. Do it this week. Get those follows in, get those likes, get those shares. And the more you do, the more entries you'll have. And Charlie will choose a winner very, very soon. All right, let's get to the voicemails. Here we go. Again, leave us a voicemail, 708-858-3314.
Hi, it's Hope. I was going to just call Jay about this, and then I decided, no, I need to rant about this. And what better place to rant than the fast food? So, anyway, I am ranting about how Chipotle has ruined their quesadillas, which used to once be one of the highlights of a trip to Chipotle. And instead now they make it an online-only order when you feel like ordering it. And now it's a whole $14 adventure to receive the tiniest thing available when they used to be humongous. And these are completely unsatisfying and are terrible. So Chipotle needs to fix it, and that's all I have to say about it. And this is ridiculous. Bye.
That is my wife, and she is correct about the quesadilla. And you can only order like a legit quesadilla online.
Sounds like someone needs to come over to the smart side.
Let's not go nuts.
You know
All
where
right.
they have cheaper quesadillas that I assume are bigger? Qdoba. You know where you can order them? Anywhere.
Oh, yeah, if you can find a Qdoba.
Well, yeah, that's the asterisk, but you know.
Yeah. All right. She's mad. Okay, next one.
Hey, Fats, it's Jason from Oshkosh. First off, congratulations on 200 episodes. It seems like it was just yesterday that I was listening to you guys in the studios put something quickly together, and I fell in love with listening to the pod about fat people. With that said, when you had episode 100, I asked you, do you remember when you hit 100 pounds as a child? So do you remember hitting 200 pounds? I'd love to hear that story. And then second, not as much about fat and eating, but believe it or not, not everybody has successful podcasts. So do you guys have any tips or pointers for people who might be looking to do podcasts, and how you guys have really grown everything with the I'm Fat podcast? Again, congratulations. Love the pod. Keep up the great work.
Turning 200 pounds? I was certainly in high school, but I think
Yeah,
it wasn't so traumatic for me then, because I was actually like in pretty good shape in high school. Like I was a football player and I probably got to 200 because I was probably in the best shape of my life, like muscle wise, because I was working out like 5 days a week. I was still fat. Okay. I still had like a gut. But I was pretty built. So I think I hit 200 pounds in high school. And then I got to college and all the muscle turned to fat and then it was really bad.
Yeah, it had to be high school for me because by the time I went to college, I think I was like 240 when I went to college, give or take. And then in the fall semesters, I would generally be around 250. And then in the spring semesters, I would end up being around like 270. Something like that. That was basically because there was no marching band. And marching band, as much as it probably doesn't sound like a workout.
Oh my God.
For me, and especially for me, where it's like, hey, you're carrying a tuba, which weighs 55 pounds around for a couple hours, 3-4 days a week. Well, actually, or if it's a game day, like 5 days a week. So yeah, so that was how it went for me. But I don't remember the specific moment. I was never a big like stepping on the scale. I don't even know how often we had a scale in the house. It wasn't always.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't weigh myself a lot then either, you know. But I think that must have been when I was, because we would have weigh-ins like a couple times a year, and I'm like, oh, there it is. You know, that was kind of the moment, I think. So yeah, I would think it was high school. As for the podcast thing, I mean, there's so many.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, here's what I'll say. Whatever your niche is, whatever the thing you want to do a podcast about is, and I think Rick would agree with this, and this is kind of my broadcasting philosophy anyway, is don't manufacture stuff. Like, don't manufacture an opinion. Don't manufacture an argument. Like, people get mad at on the CHGO show and say, like, you guys agree too often. And it's like, well, what do you want us to do? Like, just make up a disagreement? Like, that's just really dishonest. I don't like that. Like, it's
no.
And the other thing too about that is, and I say this to my daughter, like from like a lying standpoint, like you're always going to get caught. Mm-hmm. If you always say what you believe, you'll never forget what your argument was, right? So like, let's say you're Stephen A. Smith and you're assigned one day to say, all right, today you're gonna drag Kevin Durant. Like that's and then the other guy's gonna defend him. That's gonna be today's show. 2 months from then, he's got to remember, like, wait, that day where I was supposed to drag him, what were the things I said? If you're always honest about how you feel, you never have to backtrack or worry about contradicting yourself. Now, opinions can change.
Sure.
But as long as you're honest with whatever you're doing, I think that's the way to a success. And I think listeners can see through phony stuff.
Right. Like, I think those debate shows, now mind you, I see the clips online. I do not go out of my way to watch them.
Yeah.
Like the only times they've ever been on a TV I've been watching is when it's like I'm getting a haircut or I'm at a bar or something like that and they're on.
Right.
And generally in those cases, the volume's not on, which is great.
Bonus.
But you look at what happened with, like, Skip Bayless is the most shameless of any of them and just saying whatever they tell him to say. And Shannon Sharp was done with it. Shannon Sharp basically like called him out and was like, I'm done with this. Like, I can't work with this guy anymore. So yeah, like the TV debate shows is not real conversation. It's a dramatized, bastardized version of what it should be. A couple other things too, just like on a pure logistics side, audio quality. If you're going to do one, if your audio quality sucks, a lot of people, no matter how good your content is, are going to be out.
I do not.
So like, get at least a halfway decent mic. I think most mics are pretty good now to where it doesn't have to be anything earth shattering. Make sure however you're doing it, whether it's over like Zoom or any of those things, any of those clients, like just figure out the best way to where your audio can stay a decent quality. And obviously we have a good ear for it and grasp for it because we worked in it for years.
Yeah.
So, but that's another thing too. That's just like so simple, but like you could have the best point in the world, but if it sounds garbly or your mic is off and all it's picking up is like the camera microphone or something, then I'm going to have a harder time listening to it. And there's a couple podcasts that I've enjoyed the people, but just the audio quality is so bad or just not consistent that I just haven't stuck with it.
To me, bad audio is an indicator of not caring. And like, you're going to have audio glitches. Like anytime, like Rick and I do every show remote. So now and again, there'll be a click or a pop because of the connection or like a little bit of a glitch. But in terms of like the quality of our voices for the 98% of the show, it's almost studio quality, right? Like I think that is so important to me. And I go like, there's podcasts I love that I go back and listen to their early episodes. I'm just like, I can't. Like it's so laggy, and it just sounds like one guy's in a tin can, and another guy's like blasting too loud. Like that stuff bothers me, and I think Rick and I are probably more sensitive to it than most.
Sure.
But yeah, I think audio quality is a huge thing. And by the way, you hear me do an ad for it every time the podcast starts. Spotify for podcasters is really nice. Like their interface is super easy, and like once you get to enough followers, you can monetize. Like it's really easy to use. Like sincerely, there's a lot of places you can go. And when we started, we had to. Well, actually, not this one, but Madhouse. When I started Madhouse back in 2016, I had to pay for bandwidth. I used a site called Podomatic, which I don't even know if it exists anymore, to host the podcast. Then I moved over to Spreaker, which was great. We were able to start monetizing there. Then that's when we went to Blue Wire, and then I sold the feed to CHGO and then took it over full time.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. And then we are now on Spotify for podcasters. And it's been really nice, really seamless, easy to share, a couple other options. So but we're always happy to answer questions. I'm fatpod@gmail.com if you don't want to bring it to the show. But just in general, just be honest. Be honest with your audience. That's the best advice I can give. All right. Next voicemail.
It's Hope again, because I have additional things that I'm frustrated about with this quesadilla.
It's like arguing with her.
I've sent pictures in of all the unused tortilla, which is absolutely sacrilegious. But on top of that, I put into the app, just getting a burrito with cheese and meat would have been cheaper and probably better because this thing has 0 cheese in it. Anyway, Chipotle needs to stop sucking. That's all. Goodbye.
She did send me photos, and I uploaded them while she was ranting. That is a piss poor quesadilla.
That's
awful.
Ugly.
Yeah, that's not great.
Come on over to the smart side, Hope.
If we had one closer to us, we would. I mean, like we went.
No, I know.
We made a point of it. It wasn't. I forget. Was it Munster or somewhere?
Yeah, and like yours, shockingly, something that should be the same, but is in Indiana, is not as good.
It was fine. No, it was good. We enjoyed it.
Oh, okay.
We legitimately enjoyed it, but it's just like it's so far for us.
Yeah.
All right. So I think she's done. But boy, I got to tell you, how many times I've gotten this phone call?
It's Hope again, because I have additional things that I'm frustrated about.
Triggered.
Hey, remember when we said to live your truth?
Yes.
This is what we're talking about.
She just doesn't say this is Hope again. I know.
Yeah.
I know. But yeah,
it's Hope again, because I have additional things that I'm frustrated about.
Is that your ringtone now for her?
What?
Is that your ringtone now for her?
No. I get a shiver from that. Ugh. Yikes. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, it is a problem though. She's right about that.
100%.
Yeah, the quesadilla it's the Chipotle quesadilla thing's a disaster. All right.
Yeah.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
I know we're long. We'll get through these quickly. There's only 2. The first email comes from Paul. Email us, imfatpod@gmail.com. Paul says, fellow fat and Jay. There is a relatively new wing place in St. Charles that is hands down better than Wingstop or B-Dubs. It's called Fry and Wings, located at 610 East Main Street in St. Charles. I know it'd be a hike for you, Jay, but Rick, It's well worth the drive out west. The quality of the chicken and the sauce options they provide are fantastic. Most of their flavors are Asian fusion sauces, but in my opinion, those are typically my go-to sauces. But they do provide all the standard wing sauces too. They basically only have fries and wings at the place, but really, what else do you need? I've only had it a couple of times, but each experience has been great. Just want to let you know, another spot for wings. Again, fries and wings, 610 East Main Street in St. Charles. Give it a shot. That sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
There's a place in, I think it's Tinley, called Epic Wings that we've had our eye on. We're going to try it as soon as I get back from Nashville. By the way, we're recording this. It's 11 p.m. on Sunday right now. I'm leaving for Nashville at 7:30 in the morning on Monday, so I'll have a bunch of, hopefully, Nashville food reviews. I am going there for work for the NHL draft, but hopefully we'll get some time to eat some good Nashville stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And the other email, Kyle from Kokomo, is back. Hey, fellow fats, I'm more than a little buzzed as I write this. Congrats. But before I get into the literal meat of this email, I'd like to quote the incomparable Corey Friedman of the CHGO Cubs podcast circa 2022. I can't eat just hot dogs. My doctor says they're bad for me, so I had a cheeseburger.
That's it.
Yes. That's great. He said, on Tuesday, my wife and I caught an Indianapolis Indians game on Dollar Dog Night to celebrate Negro Leagues week and had no fewer than 5 dogs. Then on Thursday, we traveled north to the Kane County Cougars for Thirsty Thursday and $2 dogs for my dad's birthday and had maybe another 4 dogs. As the game progressed quickly, I had to scramble to change up my diet and came across the Porkosaurus. Chopped pork. I'm just not going to touch that one. No. Chopped pork, barbecue sauce, bacon, Hatch chili mac and cheese, and carnitas on a potato roll.
Oh my God.
I would have taken a picture, but I was drunk and hungry. As far as how it tasted, do I even need to say it? Perfection. Hot dogs make up the base of my baseball food pyramid, but there's always room for pork and cheeseburgers. God bless excessive stadium foods and the craft beer walk-in cooler. Damn. Cheers and go Huskies.
That is awesome. That's the Cougars game?
I guess.
Yeah. We might have to try a Porkosaurus, Rick. This sounds like a I'm Fat Pod field trip.
Yes, it does.
Chopped pork, barbecue sauce, bacon, Hatch chili mac and cheese, and carnitas. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. You know what there are? There's no bad words there.
No, that's another.
Diabetes, heart failure, high blood pressure.
And also,
I smell like beef.
Yes. Holy cow, dude! Hatch chili mac and cheese is so good. Mm-hmm. Have you ever had the stuff from Trader Joe's?
I haven't.
Oh, it's seriously, it's like the cellophane, you know, and you just like pop holes in it.
Okay.
As I'm demonstrating violently on the camera.
Right.
And then you microwave it, and it's amazing. It's so good. Yeah. So if you go to Trader Joe's, get some of that. It's good stuff.
Okay.
And when you go to Trader Joe's, you should drive your Mazda CX-5 or CX-30 like I do. And I got mine.
Safe and a beauty.
Thank you. From Mazda of Orland Park. 8910 West 159th Street, 708-444-3200. Mazda of OrlandPark.com. I've got the 2015 CX-5. That's called the softball mobile. It's just full of softball equipment and dirt right now. Mm-hmm. Only a week left. Then we're done with softball and can get that car back to its normal purpose. But love them both. The 2022 CX-30 is my other car. Both great. Unfortunately, I'm not taking either of them to Nashville. CHGO sprung for a rental van for us, which is probably good because it's 5 of us going. But man, it would have been a fun trip in the CX-30. Anyway, looking forward to the trip. Looking forward to getting back to my beloved cars. Got them both at Mazda of Orland Park. And you should too. Call Eric Vates, 708-444-3200. And before we wrap up, I think just one more time, like a sincere thank you to everybody for all the support over the years. And it does just delight me when people are just like, I'm a big fan of the podcast. And I go, which one? And it's almost always the I'm Fat podcast. And we're glad that you let us be part of your lives. We love it. And keep those stories coming. Keep those emails coming. Keep the questions coming because your interaction makes the show great.
Absolutely. And another thing before we go, I'd be remiss if I don't say thank you to you too. Just because it's 200 episodes, it's like 6 years and change or whatever. And like from doing the podcast and everything that's like, think of all the like 6 years and change, like even outside of like the podcast, just like being friends.
Yeah, it's cool.
All
too.
the shit we've been through.
It's a lot.
Like, yeah, it's, and just like the fact that, you know, like I was sitting next to you when you found out about your sister, and it was something that like didn't even like comprehend, because like obviously you got up and out of there right quick, as you should.
That was
just
weird.
like, yeah, like going, like being there for that, and then like obviously with everything that like my you know funhouse mirror of a life the last God knows how many years of just like when I've needed anything in terms of talk to or just to meet up or whatever, like you've been one of, if not like the person that's been there for me. Aww. So when it comes to the podcast or life, it's been needed. So thank you.
Well, you know, I love you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's coming up, Rick, man. Everything's going great. And Sam is wonderful. I love her. Everybody loves her. And I'm so happy that you two found each other so quickly. And it's been fun. And here's to...
I mean, it's bad. It's actually bad for podcast content, because it would have been probably a lot better to have me have all these like brutal ass dates and, you know, get to laugh at my failure and that. Like, let's be honest, like that would have been much more entertaining for the podcast, probably. But you know what? Screw all of you guys, because I'm happier.
Yeah, you're definitely happier. That's for damn sure. And you're trying some new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Like happy.
Yeah. Happy is a new thing for you, and that's good.
Yeah.
You deserve it. As I said from long before you met Sam. So anyway, before we both start crying like dorks.
Yeah, right.
Let's wrap it up.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. And,
all right.
Here's at least 200 more, buddy.
Yeah. All right. Follow us on social media at I'mFatPod, I'mFatPod@gmail.com. Check out the Patreon as well. I'mFatMerch.com for the RT Public Shop. All of our shirts, like the one I'm wearing right now.
Love that one.
Yes. I seriously got so many compliments today on that one. What else? Oh yeah, YouTube. Yeah, you know, the thing that you're watching us on and me turning into a blubbering idiot. YouTube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Subscribe, like each video, even if you don't really watch us on there that often. It helps us out.
Yeah,
along with subscribing, unsubscribing, resubscribing, rating and reviewing the podcast. 5-star reviews are great. And then check out our sponsors. Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Frato's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. Remember all the announcements that we had today?
Yeah.
Charlie, all of Charlie's stuff, the stuff we're going to have coming in the fall. We're going to be busy. We're going to be here for you. And hopefully, like Jay said, for at least a couple hundred more. So for Jay, I'm Rick, and this is the I'm Fat Podcast.
French toast, grilled cheese, and ham sandwich.